Brother. Mainstream media. Government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
And Daniel Sunjata, of course, big star of Rescue Me, very popular television program, and he's one of the big stars on that show, and a lot of other popular TV programs and movies, you name it. He is a Tony-nominated television actor, and we appreciate him coming on. Yesterday, he said he was, there at his place shooting a romantic comedy in Boston. Normally lives in New York. And he was listening to the show, and he got so mad he called in. He says he's called Fox because he realizes, I'm glad he realizes how serious this is. Daniel Sunjata, thanks for spending time with us.
Thanks for having me on again, Alex, and thank you for indulging me yesterday. I really just literally was just chomping at the bit, myself starting to froth at the mouth, but just more with righteous indignation at just the unbelievable hypocrisy of Fox specifically, and also of Geraldo Rivera specifically, saying that 9/11 truthers are violent radicalists who would do something like, first of all, the only thing 9/11 truthers do in the middle of the night is our homework. We're not cowards. We are not cowards. They are the cowards because they refuse to engage us on the facts. What they want to do is they want to do these ad hominem attacks. They want to, try to, make people look like they're insane. They want to make people look like they're crazy. They'll attack the Charlie Sheens and the Rosie O'Donnells and the Marion Cotillards. Meanwhile, they won't address you. They won't bring you on TV to have a rational and reasoned discussion and debate based on the facts. So the only cowards in the situation are people like Geraldo and the other people that are using these probably CIA-given talking points to try to demonize 9/11 truth. It's unbelievable. Well,
I agree with you, and yesterday you were really hot in the time we had. Seeing that video, knowing Geraldo's doing this, I understand how serious it is, but I want to get your take on it and what you think we should do about it.
Well, it is very serious, and what to do about it? People just have got to do. They have to follow your advice. Alex, you tell people to get onto the the information sharing networks, to download your movies, to talk to their friends. We can lead horses to water, but we can't make them drink. However, I think that there's enough information out there, especially about 9/11, and I think the reason why it's important to focus on that is that that is the one spot out of all the things that you talk about. I think that 9/11 is the one thing that if we can focus on that and push that forward into the mainstream, it's the proverbial soft spot on the underbelly of the dragon. They really left themselves overextended there. They really messed up there. I think that their hubris got the better of them, and they thought that they were going to be able to, sneak one past us. But we know who did it. We know who's responsible. And when it goes mainstream, and when America wakes up to the truth of what happened that day and all the lies that have been told in the wake of that horrific event, there's going to be hell to pay. There's going to be hell to pay. Now, nobody's saying that we want violence. Nobody's doing anything violent. We're certainly not bombing Times Square or anything like that. That's just absolutely
Well, that's why they're scared, though. They know where this leads. It does lead to them indicted. It does lead to them spending the rest of their lives in prison. And so that's why they're, the fear you see in the politicians now, the fear you see in these pundits, it's because they know it's an inside job. Folks, look at how guilty they act. Look at how upset they are. They know, and they know this isn't stopping.
Absolutely true. One of the favorite guests that you've had on recently, and I've made an effort to reach out and contact her, is Naomi Wolf. After I heard her on your show, I read her article, Fascist America in 10 Easy Steps, and recently I bought her book, The End of America, a letter to a Young Patriot. Folks, this is classic. What Geraldo did the other day is a classic hallmarker for, a precursor to, more aggressive action. What they're trying to do is they're trying to demonize groups who are actually taking peaceful means to keep their freedom, and what follows after that is the actual roundups, the actual detentions. We are in a crisis state of emergency, and if all we do is tune in and listen to folks and then go back to our normal everyday lives, pretty soon we're going to find it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. And we're at that point now. People have got to get active. Got to get active. We have to start taking the information that Alex has been giving us and that other intelligent media professionals, brave people have been standing up and giving us, and we've got to take that information and we've got to turn it into informed action. calling into your governors, calling into your senators, calling into your representatives. I mean, honestly, I'm not an expert on
creating such a buzz, which is already there, but expanding it to the next octave, never stopping. But just shifting gears into a whole other area of denial. There are people 2 years ago, 3 years ago, a month ago, a day ago, on the message boards, on the dig comments, and on our comments on my websites, saying we're traitors for saying the Federal Reserve is purposefully imploding our currency and denying it and saying the dollar is strong. There is still a cadre of people who believe anything this government tells them, and I just wish they knew we're their friends. I mean, you know, we're not happy the government's run by crooks. We're not happy that they staged the attacks. We're not saying the whole government's bad. I mean, look, we wish it wasn't true. I mean, but we have to tell the truth. This is very upsetting, but if we don't, they're not going to stop, folks. The people running our country will never stop until they are stopped.
Yeah, and we're never going to stop trying to stop them. I mean, if they think they're going to intimidate people into silence, I mean, that's the real one of the realizations that I came to yesterday. I mean, I did one interview since I've been here in Boston. I went on WRKO and talked about 9/11 being an inside job. I haven't been as active as I should be, and so really I'm holding myself accountable. And I guess I just ask all of your listeners to look in the mirror and take the personal responsibility to just refuse to be silent. You know, if they want to try to take this thing to the next level, well, then, you know, they're going to have to do what they have to do. But we are not going to stand by silently while they just nosedive this country into an abyss. It's not
you're right. But that's a good way to put it, nosedive the country into an abyss. I mean, I don't want to sit here and knock you. I mean, you know, you've gone to events wearing 9/11 Inside Job shirts. You've come on this show, some other shows. I mean, it doesn't all rest with one man. But I'm getting from this that Geraldo kind of threw the gauntlet down to you. I mean, you saw what that was, and so now I hope not just Daniel Sunjata, but so many other people who are prominent. And you made a good point yesterday when you called in. They ignore scientists, physicists. They ignore number 2 in the Japanese parliament over the second largest party. They ignore former CIA section chiefs, but they'll attack the best actress because she's a woman, she's French. Oh, look at that enemy. They'll attack an actor. They'll take the bait. Oh, like an actor's dumb. But the good news is people do pay attention to what actors say and celebrities say over what a former Italian president says. And so it's very important for more celebrities to go public.
Yeah, you know, and again, they'll even ignore their own. They'll even ignore the former chief of NIST Fire Science Division. They'll ignore their own people. I mean, you know, come on. They've got people who are guilt-ridden over what they know was an obvious cover-up that they participated in, who are coming out and saying, "Hey, we need to have this independently reviewed," and they won't even cover that. I mean, it's just, you know, anybody who knows what liars do when they're lying, anybody who has any basic comprehension of psychology can tell that all their behavior indicates and points to the fact that they know they're guilty, they know we know they're guilty, and they are now grasping at straws and doing everything that they possibly can do to misinform, disinform, and distract people from knowing the truth. But it's not going to work. We are going to see some perp walks in the very near future. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Either that or they're going to push us into martial law and they're going to win. We don't have a choice. People who think they can just sit this out, you can't. These people have to be met. But just every night when I go to bed, I consciously think about the fact that they are willing to kill 3,000 people. The folks we're dealing with are bold, are reckless, and are complete psychopaths.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, I can't honestly say that I have no fear, but I'm not going to let my silence me. I mean, you know, yeah, the thought of, you know, you've said it yourself. I mean, when you know, these people come back from these soldiers come back from Iraq and they end up as our, you know, a lot of them are mentally disturbed. They're going to end up as our police officers. They're going to be living next door to us. We've seen on the videos that you've recently shown on your program, you know, the torture of the puppy, the shooting up of the cars, the laughing, I forget what you call it, psychopathic sadism or something like that.
Yes, psychopathic sadism.
This is what we have to look forward to, people. This is what we have to look forward to, and it's coming soon. These people are coming home. You know, right now they're stop lost and being forced into, you know, remaining in the conflict. But pretty soon we're going to have to face this at home. What we do abroad, the chickens will come home to roost. We've got to stop this now.
Daniel Sunjata, final segment with you on the other side. Always honored to have you pop in, and we're really glad that you are deciding to go even more public. And I just want to get into a few other strategy points with you and any other comments or info you want to put out on the other side. Then we're going to talk to a lady where they're trying to euthanize her parents.